We're having a good time today, and we're really happy to be here.
Yeah.
And absolutely want to say thank you to everyone who has encouraged us, given us positive feedback, given us constructive feedback, supported us, everybody who's listening, taking your time out of your day
Mhm.
to let us entertain you.
Talk your ear
We
off.
would like to give you something, impart some wisdom, but most of the time I think we're just entertaining, which is okay too. Welcome back to Captivating Conversations.
Yeah.
I am Ann Moore
Sarah
and
Cassiano.
Sarah Cassiano, which reminds me I have a referral for you. We're both mental health professionals. I'm a psychologist.
LPC.
Sarah's an LPC. What did we decide that was for? Licensed professional counselor,
Let's stick with that LPC.
therapist. We got stuck on that a couple weeks ago. Anyway, we're glad to be here, and I think today we have dubbed this session the Hot Mess Session,
Hot Mess Express.
Hot Mess Express.
Yes. It's been one of
Um,
those days
yes,
for
and
the
we
both of us, weirdly enough.
uh-huh. Yeah, I kept Sarah outside of the studio for 15 minutes and
Did
screamed
not.
at the dogs because I didn't know why they were incessantly barking because I didn't see her car. Well, the babysitter was driving the car around the block. And poor Sarah was outside, and I'm over here knocking over books, setting up the set, blah, 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 blah.
Hates her carpet.
Yeah, just having a total temper tantrum and telling Satan to get the heck out of my house. And Sarah's standing outside my front door.
Honestly, it was nice out. It's really breezy. I was finally feeling some peace because coming to your house is actually really peaceful for me.
That's good.
As someone with a toddler, going anywhere other than my house is like, wow, people have calm lives.
Yes. Well,
So
mine wasn't feeling so calm today.
it's nice to hear it because mine
Yes.
was pretty horrendous.
And
Just one of those days.
I know. And
Nothing works.
so we were kind of talking about what we wanted to talk about
Yep.
for this episode. And it's like, well, let's talk about what is and see where it takes us. What does it feel like to be a hot mess? What do you do on those days when, like,
Mhm.
man, just stuff just won't work out?
Actually, I have this book that I got Salem, my daughter, because she tends to be a grumpy monkey, and it's called The Grumpy Monkey, and it's all about him having a bad day, and
Oh, I love
everyone's
this.
asking him like, "Hey, why are you so grumpy? Like, why are you having such a bad day?" And he's like, "I'm not having like what?" And he's getting more and more angry as each animal like he encounters is like, "You look really grumpy." And I was like, "This is the greatest book because this is the story of our lives." And she's obsessed with it. And it
I'm
makes her
getting that
so
book
happy.
today. I'm
Yeah.
ordering it. It
Yeah.
sounds like it's a good book for everybody.
And it is whoever wrote this book, props, psychological insight, where it was like the whole time the monkey's just like, stop asking why I'm so grumpy. Oh,
Hot Mess Express.
I bet it's the gardeners.
Yes. At some point in the next 24 hours, people are going to show up to plant plants in my yard and do some landscaping. I don't know when.
Right now sounds like either that or it's my babysitter with my child freaking out
Ah,
outside.
ah,
Oh, let's see. Good thing is we can skip over this.
all right.
Should we pause?
Let's pause for a minute. Let me see.
You know, exited, and so we're starting over here. But we're back. Speaking of
We are back.
messy days, the
So
days when nothing works,
we all need to get the book Grumpy Monkey.
grumpy monkey. The moral of the story is that this grumpy monkey looks very grumpy. Everyone keeps telling him how grumpy he looks, but that's not helping. Like they keep being like, "Why are you so
Right.
grumpy? Like the sky's out, there's bananas, right? Like all the good stuff." And it turns out the only thing that helps him is when someone's like, "I'm grumpy too," and they just sit together. So I think that's what
Yeah.
we're doing.
I was just having that same thought. It's like, sometimes you just need to show up and be present with somebody.
Somebody else. I instantly felt better when I saw you.
Well, and I did too. I thought, well, nothing's going right today, but Sarah's going to be here and I don't know what we're going to do. And 1,000 topics are coming through my head and I've asked God for guidance and I've forsaken the devil. And, those
It's gotta line up
something's gotta line up. And it's like, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy seeing Sarah. And I think that's really important.
Yeah.
Actually, I think we stumbled on something when you have those days that just are broken.
Can't fix them.
Can't fix them, can't get it back on track. I think what we instinctively do is isolate.
I would
We
have
wanna
isolated. I wanted to. I wanted to be like, I'm not coming.
Right. We want to cancel. We want to go away. We want to
Ghost.
mark it up to failure. We just don't want to deal. But the thing that's actually healing is to sit with somebody. just be in community.
So true. Show up anyway. It's like,
Right. And so we're showing up anyway, and we're with you as our community. Thank you.
sorry.
And yeah, we're so sorry. And if you're feeling this way today, maybe by joining us, you could take it down. And remember, your value. We all have value, even when we can't get it together. Like, especially when we can't get
Especially.
it together.
Because there's nothing clouding, I think we can hide behind, I have value because of this or that. And then when
Mhm.
none of those things work, do you still like yourself?
Yeah.
Maybe it helps us be seen through somebody else's eyes, Like me sitting with you, maybe I don't like myself so much, but like you like me so much.
I do like you. I like you tremendously.
I like you tremendously.
I was not very likable before you got here.
I don't believe that at all. You're very composed all the time, so I almost want to see that version of you.
Oh, that's really funny because I know that there will be some of my very closest friends watching, and they're rolling on the floor right now because they have seen my hair on fire many, many times. Yeah. No, I am not always composed. I do try to be composed in public. I'm really quite good at that.
Public all day long.
But when I am in my own little world, I can have a big full-scale temper tantrum for
Good.
sure.
I think that's really nice to hear. I think we all need to see that from everybody. Because then we
Yes.
start telling ourselves they got it together.
Nobody has it together.
Nobody has it together.
We have moments of having it together.
Yeah, just because we have a stamp of approval from the government saying you've studied and done all this stuff doesn't mean we have it together.
Oh, God, no. So a word keeps going through my mind, and I don't know why, so I'm going to follow it. Acceptance.
Radical acceptance.
That's where we go because we're therapists and we think
Uh-huh.
DBT speak, which is dialectical behavior therapy.
Yeah.
For those who don't know what that means. So there's radical acceptance, but even just like, what does acceptance mean?
What does acceptance mean to you?
Well, it can mean so many things. I think primarily what it means is claiming what's real. Like, we get tangled up with acceptance meaning or being aligned with approval, but it's not.
Yeah,
They don't go together.
that's good.
Yeah. It's a pretty disempowered
Approval and
place to be.
acceptance.
But
They
don't,
seem synonymous, don't they?
but they're not.
Interesting.
And acceptance is being able to look at a moment, a situation, a human being, an animal,
Talking
anything.
about you, buddy.
Rufus. Rufus is down here, my dog. It's looking at something with clarity and not trying to change it.
Not
Now,
trying to
I might
change
not
it.
approve. I don't approve when Rufus takes off on a tear barking. I don't approve of a lot of things. But if I don't accept that it's happening, well, then that's like having my hand on a hot stove and going, no, it's not hot.
Yeah, it's denial.
That's denial.
Interesting. So bringing in last week's concepts of changing the language from shame to compassion, a big aspect of bringing that into your life, whether there is shame or not, is just acceptance
Right.
and not living in denial in general.
This is a situation I don't like.
I don't like this. I don't necessarily agree with it, but it is happening.
But it is happening. And so I have to take a breath, get inside of myself, and discover how I want to respond to it. Is there an action that's needed from me? Is there no action needed from me?
Right? Do I just observe?
Need to do.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. There's so many things I could apply that to right now. One that pops up is just like toddler, the constant.
Yes. Oh,
Gosh,
right.
Like
Yes.
her newest thing is she screams ouch when she's not actually hurting, but like I'm picking her up and she doesn't want to be picked up, or like I'm putting her in the car seat, she'll just go, I like you're killing her. And I'm like, oh my God, people think I'm hurting you. This is not an ouch, but you're saying ouch. So like a radical acceptance of she doesn't want me to hold her. It's okay. It's gotta happen anyway. Don't get frustrated with her.
Right.
Don't lose it on her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then for myself,
She has to accept that you're going to pick her up and put her on the car seat.
You can say ouch all you want.
That's right.
She can do the head, the
Oh, yes. Oh,
thing.
yes.
What is that called? The full bend, the backwards toddler bend. That one's a fun one. And then she inevitably hits her head because,
Oh, and then there is an ouch.
and then there really is an ouch, and then it's double ouch, and now you caused this ouch because you made me sit here. Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's really fun.
Mm.
A window into my morning. Ouch!
And I'm going through accepting my once upon a time toddler becoming a young adult who is pretty autonomous. And that's exactly what I wanted her to be, kind of like. That's how I raised her, or how she
But also
grew up
no.
in the world, and accepting. And I'm not necessarily weighing
Okay
in
with
on your
this.
choices anymore.
Wait, you get to decide without me?
Yes.
I don't know if I'm ready for that. What's
Mhm.
that like?
Right. She gets to decide her schedule, what she spends her money on,
Uh-huh. So she dates?
who she dates, how she dates. I know.
That's a big letting go.
Gotta let go. Have to accept she's
Not
an
ready for that.
adult with a brain. She functions very well.
You did a good job of
It's okay.
preparing her for life.
I have to accept she'll make mistakes. She'll get hurt. I think that's the one that really gets me. I cannot stand the idea of her being heartbroken. And I know, of course, it's going to happen. I have to accept that it's going to happen. Nobody goes throughout life without becoming heartbroken in
It's inevitable.
a million different ways by a million different things.
Yeah.
And she's really been sheltered that way in some ways. And she's really exploring dating, relationships, all that great stuff that she should be exploring at 21. But it's new to her. She's just, it's new. So I have to accept that I'm not in control of her heart.
Okay.
Now
Perspective. Jeez, that's a big
She's going to be
ouch.
saying ouch a lot.
That's a lot of ouch. I'm not ready for that. I feel for you. My goodness. Yeah. I can't stand it when she cries as she steps on a stone, let alone a boy breaking her heart or, someone disappointing her.
Yeah, it reminds me kind of our first, when we were piloting this and we got off on the conversation of what are we afraid of? And we're afraid of our kids being hurt in ways, not being able to protect them. And we really can't. I mean, there's some who can provide shelter and be a responsible parent and feed them and lock the doors and, safety, teach them safety. But we
In this
can't
life, we
make-
will have trouble.
In this life, we will have trouble
Yeah.
accepting pain.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a life without pain.
Yeah. And in fact, I know this because I know this with my brain, maybe not necessarily my heart, that like pain is what makes this life. I think the fact that we have pain makes the beauty that much more beautiful, makes the good that much more good. Like, I don't know if I would have perspective if I didn't have pain. Would anything be wonderful if it was always wonderful? Right?
I think so.
You think
I
so?
have always disagreed with this
Okay.
premise.
Tell me about that.
I have always, had the response of, no, I do not need the tough times to make me appreciate the good times.
I do.
I
My
appreciate-
personality needs it.
I appreciate the good times. I am super grateful all of the time for the good times. They are not bland or vanilla. I get a thrill if I see the sunrise.
Hmm.
Like some people get that same thrill if they're going 100 miles an hour in a car or doing something risky. That is my big thrill.
You might be very unique in that.
I might be.
Like a gift that you have.
Now, I will say, so pain doesn't highlight beauty for me, but what I will say, and maybe that's something that's necessary for you to see the beauty, I think I have to learn through pain sometimes. It does create incredible learning and
Absolutely.
growth for sure. I love the phrase, I think it's not post-traumatic stress disorders, the opposite, post-traumatic
Growth?
I don't know, but it's yes. The idea
I'll
is
look this up. It's got
yes, it's
Google.
a thing.
Okay, I'm looking this up. What's the
you
idea
can-
behind it?
You can end up with post-traumatic stress disorder, or you can become so much stronger and grow from trauma.
Post-traumatic
pain.
growth is what pops up.
Post-traumatic growth
Yeah,
disorder.
the positive
But that's not a
psychological
disorder.
change that can occur after experiencing a traumatic event.
So I think I am post-traumatic growth. TG.
PTG. I love that. We're going for PTG here, guys. PTG.
So I think that's where pain's very valuable for me.
I could totally see. I totally identify with that, and I think maybe that's sort of what I meant is that my biggest growth, where I've really been grounded and seeing things for what they are, has been post something traumatic. But that my personality, it takes that. I have this personality that just has to get hard hits. Like I
Yep.
don't know how to stop.
Well, that's what
So-
was going through my mind. It was like, because I think I can live in Pollyanna denial with my sunrises. Like, I'm always happy. It's all good.
Everything's fine.
But in order to grow, the sun has to stop rising.
Yeah.
It's like acceptance, and we're back to that acceptance word.
Acceptance.
Pain exists. It's real.
We know these things. We live them every day. Why do you think it is just as hard each and every day to accept? Why
Golly,
is it
that's a
so hard
good
to
question.
remember? I mean, we're like professionals, right?
Right.
Supposedly, we do this all the time. We teach this, but why is it so hard to remember?
Maybe because it's scary. Is it fear? I like to avoid that.
Like to avoid fear.
Have I shared my fear story in here?
No, share your fears.
Oh, this is so great. I feel like I have, but it might be because I share it all the time. So,
I would remember a fear story.
my 2 oldest brothers are identical twins, as I have mentioned, and we lost one of them. The one who passed away, his name was Robert, and he was both of my brothers, I don't think they would mind me saying, are very active in sober living and in Alcoholics Anonymous and Al-Anon. So they really spent their young adult lives in those rooms, and they supported those rooms, were supported by those rooms, have touched millions of people through those rooms. Very, very proud. Bring tears to my eyes. I'm very proud of both of them for the work they've done within that organization. And so I was going through a painful growth period. I had been, hit upside the head from many angles and directions as a much younger woman. And my brother, Robert, said to me, "Aunt, what does fear stand for?" And I am not pithy or funny or anything. And I, without even thinking about it, said, "F everything and run." You can
That was
fill
one
in
of
the
my
F
favorite
part.
things from last episode was when you said that.
Yes. So I did tell this story.
You didn't tell the story. You just said the F everything and run thing.
Yes.
So this is the background to that
And
story.
he laughed and he said, "Well, that's one way to look at it." He said, "But there's another way. Do you want to hear it?" And I said, "Yeah, you better tell me something."
Help. This isn't the
Help.
way.
And it's an AA saying. So that's why I brought that in. I want to give credit where credit is due. But he said it can stand for face everything and recover. And that was such a soothing phrase for me that throughout that period of my life, that season, that was my mantra. Every time I would feel that fear, I'd go, "Oh, that means face everything and recover." I just, all day long, face everything and recover, face everything and recover, face everything and recover.
We go a little bit deeper. Like, what was it that you were not wanting to face? You don't have to get super explicit, but like,
Right. Well, I think I found myself in, and I do want to be careful, but I found myself in what I would have deemed my worst nightmare situation. I always thought I would grow up and have a successful marriage and several children, and, my life would just check all the boxes, right? It was really good at checking all the boxes. And I found myself with a young child, a single mother,
Not
having much
yeah.
success with relationships. My career, thank God, has always been my anchor. And it was then, but I was trying to juggle a job where I traveled, a private practice, being a mom, being single, shoot, everything. Yeah. And I didn't know how to manage anything. And my life had come to this place because I lived in denial. I was just enjoying that sunrise every day. It's all good. I was not paying attention or accepting what was real. I was creating this kind of fairy tale check the boxes existence. And I ran out of road. And then I had, like you talked about, like, oh my gosh, I'm responsible for this child. So it's like, all right, I better figure it the F out.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not just me anymore.
I got to figure this out. So face everything and recover, face everything and recover. And, I'm very grateful for that time. It was a horrifying time, but I'm grateful for it because it enabled me to grow and really attempt to become an actual adult.
Yeah. Attempt.
Instead of just maybe trying to look like one,
Yeah.
playing one on TV.
Be an amazing actress.
Yeah, I was really good at it. I'm
Yeah.
very, very good at it.
I believe you.
But
You've got the face.
it doesn't really serve you well in reality.
Pretending.
My reality caught up with me, and there were lots of things I had to face that broke my heart.
Yeah, the masks we wear all to avoid the ugly.
Yeah.
Underneath.
Yeah. And I think it's so important because what I learned really quickly was, well, golly, my daughter's life is not going to look like my life. We're not going to have the same kind of vacations. We're not going to have the big holidays with 40 people around celebrating. It's different. She doesn't have 4 siblings. We don't have grandparents. My parents had passed away, and there was not a strong connection with her father's parents just because that's neither here nor there, but it just
Just
it
reality.
wasn't there. They lived far away, and now I was not connected with them, and it was just a big old painful reckoning of, okay, then make life what it is. And that's when I guess maybe acceptance, I had to really start looking at, well, what is life? What are we doing? What is actually really important? Do I want to bring a child up in this world who knows how to check the boxes? No, I do not.
Yeah.
No. I want to bring a child up in this world who knows how to think outside of the boxes. And she does.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
bet
very
she
proud
does.
of her, but she kind of taught me how to do that.
You gotta we're learning trial by fire versus that's all she knew because you
Right.
gave her that gift.
And we got into comparisons really early on when she was like, well, why aren't we going on this vacation? Why aren't we going to Europe? My friend's passport's been stamped. She's been to every continent. Why? Why at the age of 8, which don't even get me started. But that's great, but not our reality. And, I just had to say, I think you should absolutely embrace and have joy for your friends who get to go do those great things. That's a wonderful experience for them to have.
Yep.
And we are not in a place where we can have that experience, but we have other wonderful experiences that they may not have. And we're different. We're all different. We can value the way they live and value the way we need to live.
Yeah.
And we're learning different lessons and they're learning different lessons, but one's not better than the other. We don't have to check boxes.
I like that. It brings up this concept for me that I always think about how I'm gonna explain things to Sayla when she can understand. It brought up this concept of like fair versus just because you always hear little kids being like, "That's not fair," right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not fair that she gets to do this and I don't, right? Why? And there's, I think, something to that. I think we all have that in us of like, that's not fair, right? It's not fair that this person gets to have a husband. This person gets to have a family that isn't chaotic. This person, right? There's always that comes up. But one thing I realized was that fairness is this like concept that we've created.
Fairness is a grade of cotton.
It doesn't
It's
even make
not.
sense. It doesn't exist.
Yes.
And yet we hold
Which is what I told my daughter when she was little and said, it's not fair. I'm like,
right.
that's a grade of cotton.
Fairness does
That's
not exist.
That doesn't exist.
But why do we have that? And it's so young, right? The fairness
Right.
thing.
I think it's the comparisons.
Yeah, comparison. And so moving
have
it
what they
from
have.
fairness, which is it doesn't exist, to justice. The justice does exist.
Yes.
That we all have something that we can hold on to that is good. That we all have experiences that are specific to us and to the way we've been created and to our temperament, right? Like, for example, it might not have been fair that I grew up. I'm trying to think of something I can pull here. It might have not been fair that I moved here when I was 12 and I didn't understand any of the like cultural things. So it took me a long time to get adjusted because I moved in middle school, right? Which is
And you moved from
Puerto
Puerto
Rico.
Rico,
Yeah.
yeah.
Where things were so different. Just
Very
culturally.
different.
Right. I went to an American school. I spoke English. Like technically all those things were there, but it was just different culture. So I
Mhm.
moved to the US and the culture shock kills me. I'm trying to adapt. And that wasn't
And
necessarily
middle school.
fair. Right. And middle school of all times, which is when you're at your most awkward, your most, who am I? But now I see that there is some justice to it because having to adapt the way that I did, having to figure out my role and how much of myself I wanted to keep and protect and how much I wanted to
Mhm.
adapt has made it so that I understand things that other people just don't because they've never had to live through that.
Right.
And I can identify with more people because of that. So there's a justice to that,
Yes.
right?
Beautiful. Yes.
Then the same amount of hurt also gives me the same amount of understanding, wisdom. And so there's justice there, right? So maybe somebody else had a life where they didn't have to experience those hard things, but they also don't get the good of that.
Right. There was
That's just-
lots of justice in going through one of my very difficult seasons. It's
Mhm.
not anybody's fault. It was just, boy, I got to be the kind of mother I really wanted to be.
Yeah. And you see the fruits of that in your child. Like, that's justice. That despite the hard, you have such an incredible girl and you got to steward her in that and have all that wisdom imparted to her, right? The justice of passing down stuff. It wasn't fair that my mom had an arranged marriage at 16. My God, talk about crazy stories. But the amount of
Yeah, we
wisdom,
might need to hear that one, Sarah.
it's literally out of a telenovela, but this is not my story to tell. So,
Right,
my mom had
right.
one of the most hardest childhoods I've ever even heard of. But the amount of wisdom that woman carries because of it, that everyone is drawn to her. Her name by literal strangers is Mama Jami because she has this mother mantle over her that I think was a gift because of the hardship she endured. And so I see the justice of that, right? Like There's always God is just. He gives where he
Right.
gives.
Well, and then kind of then we really are wandering today, but it makes me think of, giving thanks for our trials,
Mm-hmm.
not
Yeah.
just our blessings.
Oh yeah.
That's hard to do.
God, yes. Did not feel like giving thanks this morning, let me tell you.
When I'm in denial, I'm giving lots of thanks for all my blessings, and I love doing that. That's easy.
Oh, that's easy.
And then I think about trials, and I think I have been spared many trials. I
You haven't.
I
You have had many trials.
it's scary to be grateful for trials.
Because you're like,
It's
no more.
comforting. Yes, exactly. It's comforting in the midst of a trial. Okay, I know. Give me the strength to learn what you're teaching me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like to give thanks for them outside of them because then,
Because we're not trying to
be
ask
careful
for more.
about how many ask for, which is also where we, circling back, why are we so afraid of that? We
Why
just
are
sat here
we?
and talked about
Mm-hmm.
how our trials formed us
Yes.
and made us better
And we're really
people.
proud of that, right? Like I have a sense of pride in like what
Right. I would
I'm
not have
becoming.
I would
Yeah.
not have learned what I needed to learn.
Oh, yeah.
I would have
You wouldn't be the badass that's sitting right in front of
I
me.
would- I'm feeling very badass today. I would not there were so many things I would not
Mm-hmm.
have
Chosen
been
for
allowed
yourself. Yeah.
or had. But yeah, it doesn't feel right to ask for it.
Yeah. And I don't think we're asking. I don't think anyone would choose, except for
No.
maybe some people might. I don't want to speak for anyone. I wouldn't choose some of those things, but it is worth the price. Is I think what I have established is that if I can lock in, baby, right? If I can remember that I've survived yesterday, I will survive today. If I can remind myself the acceptance part. This is what it is.
It is what it is.
I will grow from this. Everything ends. Everything painful does come to an end. The light will come eventually.
Right.
And if I can push through that, then at the end, it is worth it.
And that makes me think of mindfulness and being present. I remember saying to myself in that particular season of life, am I okay today? Today I am okay.
Yeah.
So I have to
know.
be in today. Face everything and recover. Today I'm okay right now. And, just you can't dwell on what's already coming on. I don't know what's coming in front of me. So I can only be right here. And most of us can manage
Right here.
right.
Okay, this is totally off topic and weird, but also not off topic.
Okay.
I was reading, I like science magazines. I don't understand almost anything that I read, but I love reading them. This is perplexing. So there was this thing I read yesterday, and it was that
Perhaps you get them conceptually.
I totally comprehend them
Don't say you
conceptually.
don't.
They use words, and I'm like, what is that? I'm not a scientist. But it was conceptually, I understood that it was talking about time and how time is not linear, right? That in fact, what we've discovered is that it folds upon itself, and that technically what we do in the present changes the past.
That's interesting. Can you say more?
No, I cannot. That's as much as I understand.
Okay, hold on.
But the idea that time folds upon itself, meaning that
Oh, okay.
it's not like this, it's like this. And so what happens in the present can actually affect the past. And I was like, how is this possible?
Because it can heal the past.
And I was like, wait, I have done this. I've seen people do this.
Yes.
When we go back and heal the past in the present, we are changing the past. So there's
Yes,
truth to it. It's not just
absolutely.
molecularly and
That's
like
good trauma work right there.
Yeah. Science proves this.
I love that.
And I thought that was so cool. And I'm trying to remember why I brought this in. But I think it's this idea of like when we're mindful of the present and not focused on the future, because the future, thinking about how it folds, really doesn't even exist yet. What we do have is the past and the present. But by being in the present, we actually change the past.
Right. We can have an impact on the past by being in the present. Also, what we do today impacts tomorrow. So we have an impact on the future too.
Yes.
But we got to push
we
the
can't fix
future and the past away and stay right here.
Stay right in the present.
In this moment. And also in DBT, Marshall Linehan talks a lot about distress tolerance. And in those moments where everything is out of control and frightening, any kind of fearful, horrible event you can imagine, sometimes there's a place where our skills just don't work. And she talks a lot about, okay, improve this moment. That's all I've got is the only thing I have if I'm staring down the barrel of a gun is this moment.
Yeah.
I better be in it if I want to save my life, which is a really scary thing to think about.
Yeah.
But it is true. Improve this moment. I can't do anything about the situation I'm in, maybe right this second, but what can I do in this moment?
So give me an example. Improve this moment. How could you have improved this moment before I got in the house and you're screaming at the rug and the chairs?
I thought I was improving it, frankly, by blowing off some steam. I really wasn't. But how do you improve a moment? There have been times when I have felt searing emotional pain. And I have had that thought, improve this moment, those dark nights of the soul that we all encounter. And the way I do that, or have done it in the past, is I hold on to myself, meaning I may be keening and rocking and crying, but in my head, I'm saying, I'm okay. This will pass. What do I need in this moment? I need to sit here. I need to be safe. I need to let the feelings just crash over me. You hit a giant wave. You don't fight it. You duck under it.
Hold your breath.
Hold your breath and go down. Let it roll over you. I'm like, let it roll over me. I'm thinking when I found my father and he was passed away and I found his body, I got the Bible and read the 24th Psalm, 23rd Psalm, I think. And just that's how I improved the moment. I couldn't bring my father back to life. I couldn't change what had happened. I couldn't do anything, but I could pray. So I did. And that was improving. That was a moment that was out of my control.
Yes.
And the first responders were coming in, and I just said, you will stay right there. I have a Bible in my hand.
And I need a second.
And I'm praying with my father. That's improving the moment.
I like that.
It's not changing the moment. It's
Not denying the moment either.
Not denying the moment. It's improving the moment.
Improving the moment. I like that. Trying to think of some ways I can improve the moment. I think I truly think having children is how God sanctifies us and that it helps us do exactly what we're talking about, right? Like when my child is sick, angry, hasn't slept, is asking for boob every 30 seconds to comfort herself. Well, how can I improve the moment? I think staying silly really helps me. Like just turning everything into silly because her little smile improves any moment.
Absolutely.
So if I can get her to smile or like for a second snap out of it, it's like we're like that'll keep me going for another 30 minutes. But I'm thinking at times before Selah when I was deeply depressed, I think reaching out was a way to improve my moment because I'm community oriented. So like, hey, can you give me a call to a friend? Lots of ways to improve the moment. I like that. Improve the moment.
There have been times when I, difficult seasons. And one of the things I did to improve the moment was, okay, who do I need to thank?
Well, I like that. Yeah.
I need to thank somebody.
Yeah.
There are a million people I need to thank.
Yeah.
Endless supply of people who have my gratitude. So pick one, Anne. That's not hard to pick. And thank them right now. Either sit down and write about thanking them, write them a thank you note, or pick up the phone and call them and thank them. Yes, gratitude's a great way to improve a moment. Pollyanna over here, I like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it works. Your brain, I'm pulling this from somewhere I read, but your brain can't do both, right? Be in despair and be grateful. And so if you need to improve the moment, going into gratefulness for a second moves you out of despair. Even if you end up right
or
back
allows you to hold despair. I'm not sure it moves us out of despair, but it allows us to
counterbalance,
have a place for it and hold both. That I can be grateful, I can improve the moment, and everything can be falling down around me.
Absolutely. And being grateful won't change everything falling around me, but it makes it bearable. And this weird counterbalancing way.
Or staying kind of in that back to accepting what is, When I have been in a scary situation, I accepted that it was, and I said, Anne, keep repeating the phrase over and over again. You don't have to find any other words, just in this interaction with this person. And I didn't need to argue. I didn't need to do anything but be a broken record. And that was a way to improve the moment. So there's so many ways, but you can't know which way
until
So
you're in it.
if I had been in that moment and decided to be grateful, that might not have been effective. That wouldn't have
Yeah.
been acceptance of the moment I was in. But acceptance of the moment I was in was, okay, just be a broken record. You got to leave. You need to leave. You need to leave. You need to leave.
You need to leave.
That's all I got. You need to leave.
Similar to this morning.
You got to go.
leave.
But that was, so I'm thinking in those, when you're staring down the barrel of a gun, like, there was no way to fix it. I couldn't be bigger.
You can't
I
be
couldn't
grateful
be
that
more
there's a
powerful.
gun in front of you.
It was,
Mhm.
this is a moment I'm in.
Yeah, lots of practical applications of make the moment is the word, not better.
Improving.
Thank you. Well,
Right, because sometimes we can't make it better.
yeah, exactly.
But responding to it appropriately and accepting the moment you're in so that you can come up with the appropriate response can help improve it.
And I can even see how sometimes I know we're about acceptance and that is key. But what about when it's such a horrendous, mind-bogglingly like
There's so many
traumatic
of those things right
event,
now.
right? Then maybe, and I'm even thinking some of the post-traumatic stress things, right? So what if it's something that you can't accept in the moment because it could kill you that bad, right? What about that? Do we still accept it?
Well, I think so.
Do we accept it later when we're safe?
Well, I think we don't know whether we're going to be safe or not in that moment. Some people don't get to the other side of safety.
That's very true.
I think it is what it is. It's a horrifying thought. But I think we're talking about maybe two different things.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going into, let me rephrase.
if you're in an experience that is traumatic, maybe a war zone and a building's been bombed and you're there, well, there's nothing you can do. You can not move. You can pray for help. You can see carnage all around you that's horrifying. I can't even begin to grasp that kind of trauma. But if we don't accept, I guess, then what do we do? I guess people who are in traumatic situations can dissociate,
That's where I was
where
going.
they leave their body.
Which is it
which
a
is a
type of
skill.
denial or is it a skill?
That's a hard call. I think it's a very higher level skill. It's a skill.
It's a survival.
It is an ability to improve a moment that you cannot control.
And that you might not survive if you are present for it.
That's right.
So there are exceptions.
Right, because then we get into fight or flight or freeze. And so those are different ways we save our own lives. And so, that's a higher order function that just takes you out.
Yeah. So there's an exception to this thing.
Well, I don't know that that's exception. I think dissociating is a way to improve the moment. It can be. But dissociation is not denial. If you're in denial, you're not going to dissociate.
I see what you're saying.
See?
Yeah, we really did go down. Sorry, everybody. But, complex PTSD is our thing, right? So we got to go in there. But it's good to say that because I think maybe someone would think, oh, like if I'm dissociating, then I didn't accept or I wasn't improving.
I think you did accept
leaving.
it.
Right. You accept and you accepted that it could kill you if you stayed even longer. And so you left and that's what you needed to do. And you did improve the moment by not being present to it.
That's really hard stuff. Maybe that's why we're so afraid of pain.
Yeah, because it comes in all levels and we don't get to choose which level we'll experience.
Right. And it is painful, even though good things, justice can come from it, learning can come from it, healing and growth can come from it. It does not change the fact that in the moment it's damn painful.
Downright unbearable. Yes. Okay. Well, let me check on the time because we do have a little girl out there. She's 15. I think that was really good. Anything you want to close with?
I don't think so. I think just
when you have bad days.
Hot mess. That's right.
Hot Mess Express. There's
Embrace
a lot of ways to improve the moment.
Well, embrace it. It is what it is. Don't keep going to do the next thing and screw it up even worse. Just
that one, yes.
It is what it is.
Embrace the moment. It is what it is. We're all hot
and
messes.
it will pass.
It will pass. Sometimes reaching out helps. Most of the time it does. Being around someone that you like and admire is certainly helpful. Can pull you out of it. Humor is wonderful. We laughed a lot initially.
Yes.
We're all trying our best, man. We all have bad days.
Lots of them. Good days and bad days.
Yeah. But you can always laugh at the bad days.
Yes.
Eventually.
Yep. As my father used to say, and I'll probably get it wrong, when things are going great, smile. enjoy it, be present with it, live it up because it can't stay. And when things are, in the basement and they're not going so well and you're really unhappy, then
Same
stay
thing.
with it. Know that it's not going to last forever.
Nothing lasts, good or
It
bad.
doesn't last.
Mm,
Right.
that's a helpful thing to remember. Nothing lasts. Improve the moment. Okay. Well, thanks.
All right.
I'm gonna take that with me. Bye, everyone.